The waitress offered a meal to a lonely customer and discovered a surprising truth about him. Hello, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and comment on what you think is going to happen, and let's see if you can guess it. Write your prediction below, and at the end, I'll give you the answer. The evening was settling in, casting a warm glow over the small-town diner. Emily, a seasoned waitress with a kind heart, was wrapping up another shift. As she moved between tables, her eyes caught sight of a solitary figure seated in the corner booth. He was an elderly man, his face partially obscured by a well-worn hat, and he seemed lost in thought. Emily approached with her usual friendly demeanor, offering him a menu. The man looked up, revealing eyes that held stories untold. He declined the menu with a polite smile, explaining he was just passing through and didn't plan on eating. Emily, sensing a deeper loneliness, offered him a meal on the house, insisting that no one should leave her diner hungry. The man hesitated, but eventually accepted, gratitude shining through his otherwise weary expression. As Emily prepared his plate, she couldn't shake the feeling that there was something special about this man. Her instincts, honed from years of interacting with countless customers, told her that he carried more than just the weight of his years. She watched from a distance as he ate slowly, savoring each bite as if it were a rare delicacy. The diner buzzed with the usual evening chatter, but Emily's focus remained on the solitary customer. She noticed how he occasionally glanced around, as if searching for something or someone. This piqued her curiosity further, compelling her to approach him once more after he had finished his meal. When she returned to clear his table, Emily struck up a conversation, hoping to learn more about him. The man introduced himself as Thomas, a name that seemed to carry a heavy burden. He spoke with a gentle voice, sharing snippets of his journey, a life spent traveling from town to town, never settling in one place for too long. Emily listened intently, feeling a connection with him that she couldn't quite explain. As he spoke, she realized that his stories were not just about places he had visited, but about people he had met, each encounter leaving a mark on his soul. It was then that Thomas mentioned something that caught Emily off guard, a reference to a family he had lost touch with many years ago. Intrigued by his story, Emily asked more about this family, sensing that this might be the key to understanding the depth of his solitude. Thomas hesitated, his eyes reflecting a mixture of sorrow and hope. He revealed that he had a daughter, whom he hadn't seen in decades. The last he heard, she had moved to a nearby city, starting a new life far from the memories of her past. Emily's heart ached for him, and she felt an overwhelming urge to help reunite them. As Thomas prepared to leave, he thanked Emily for her kindness, leaving behind a small token, a locket containing a faded photograph. Emily promised herself that she would do everything in her power to help Thomas find his daughter, setting the stage for a journey that would change both their lives forever. The next morning, Emily awoke with a sense of purpose she hadn't felt in years. The encounter with Thomas had stirred something within her, a desire to mend the broken ties of his past. She spent her day off researching, using every resource at her disposal to track down Thomas's daughter. The photograph in the locket served as her only clue, a young girl with a bright smile, standing in front of a house that seemed vaguely familiar. Emily reached out to friends and acquaintances, hoping someone might recognize the place or the girl. Her determination was unwavering, fueled by the hope of reuniting a father with his child. Hours turned into days, and Emily's search yielded little results. Frustration began to creep in, but she refused to give up. Each dead end only strengthened her resolve. She delved deeper, exploring online forums and social media, piecing together fragments of information that might lead her to Thomas's daughter. Emily's friends rallied around her, offering support and assistance in her quest. The diner became a hub of activity, with patrons and staff alike joining in the search. Emily's determination was infectious, and soon, the entire town seemed invested in the mystery of Thomas's family. As the days passed, Emily uncovered more about Thomas's past. She learned that he had once been a successful businessman, but a series of unfortunate events had led him to a life on the road. The loss of his wife had been a turning point, driving a wedge between him and his daughter. Emily couldn't help but feel a deep empathy for him, understanding the pain of losing loved ones. Her own experiences with loss had taught her the value of family, and she was determined to help Thomas find his. Armed with new information, Emily followed leads that took her to nearby towns and cities, each step bringing her closer to the truth. Finally, after weeks of searching, Emily received a promising lead. A woman fitting the description of Thomas's daughter had been spotted in a neighboring city, working at a local community center. The news sent a wave of excitement through Emily, reigniting her hope. She wasted no time in making plans to visit the city, eager to confirm the lead and, if possible, bring Thomas and his daughter back together. As she prepared for the journey, Emily couldn't help but feel that this was just the beginning of a much larger story, one that would reveal the surprising truth about Thomas and his past. Emily set out for the neighboring city with a mix of excitement and apprehension. The possibility of finding Thomas's daughter felt like a tangible hope, and she was determined to see it through. Upon arriving, she headed straight to the community center, where the woman was reportedly working. The center was bustling with activity, a place of warmth and community. Emily introduced herself to the staff, explaining her mission and showing them the photograph from the locket. The staff were welcoming and sympathetic, but none recognized the woman in the photo. Emily's heart sank slightly, but she remained undeterred. Determined to leave no stone unturned, Emily spent the day canvassing the area, speaking to locals and visiting nearby shops and cafes. She showed the photograph to anyone who would listen, hoping for a flicker of recognition. Her efforts were met with kind smiles and encouraging words, but little concrete information. As the sun began to set, Emily found herself at a small park, her spirits wavering. She sat on a bench, reflecting on the journey so far, when an elderly woman approached her. The woman, noticing the photograph in Emily's hand, paused and took a closer look. Her eyes widened slightly, and she mentioned that the woman in the photo resembled someone she had seen at the local library. Buoyed by this glimmer of hope, Emily thanked the woman and hurried to the library, which was thankfully still open. The librarian, a friendly middle-aged man, listened intently as Emily explained her search. He examined the photograph carefully and nodded, confirming that a woman who looked remarkably similar had been a frequent visitor. She often came in to read and help with community events. While he couldn't provide personal details, he suggested that Emily try visiting during a book club meeting scheduled for the following evening, where the woman might be present. Emily left the library with renewed determination, hopeful that she was finally on the right track. That night, back at her hotel, Emily couldn't shake the feeling that she was on the cusp of something significant. She reviewed the day's events, mentally preparing herself for the meeting. The possibility of connecting Thomas with his daughter felt closer than ever, and she resolved to make the most of the opportunity. As she drifted off to sleep, Emily dreamed of the reunion she hoped to facilitate, envisioning the joy it would bring to both Thomas and his daughter. Little did she know that the truth she was about to uncover would be more surprising than she could have imagined. The following evening, Emily arrived at the library early, eager to observe the book club gathering. The room filled gradually with people of all ages, each carrying a book and a sense of camaraderie. Emily watched as they mingled, her eyes scanning for anyone who resembled the woman in the photograph. As the meeting commenced, she noticed a woman sitting quietly at the back, her features strikingly similar to those in the locket's photo. Emily's heart raced with anticipation, and she approached the woman after the meeting concluded. Introducing herself, Emily explained her connection to Thomas and her quest to find his daughter. The woman listened intently, her expression shifting from curiosity to recognition as Emily showed her the photograph. She confirmed that she was indeed Thomas's daughter, Sarah. The revelation was both thrilling and poignant, as Sarah shared her own story of separation and longing. She explained that she had lost touch with her father after her mother's passing, a rift that had widened over the years due to misunderstandings and misplaced pride. Sarah expressed a deep yearning to reconnect with her father, having regretted the lost years and the missed opportunities for reconciliation. Emily listened with empathy, feeling the weight of Sarah's emotions. She assured Sarah that Thomas was eager to reunite and that he had never stopped thinking about her. The two women talked for hours, sharing stories and forming a bond over their shared mission. Emily promised to arrange a meeting between Sarah and Thomas, eager to see the family healed. As Emily left the library, she felt a profound sense of fulfillment. The pieces of the puzzle were finally coming together, and she was excited to share the news with Thomas. The journey had been challenging, but the prospect of reuniting a father and daughter made every effort worthwhile. Emily knew that the reunion would not only bring closure to Thomas and Sarah, but also open a new chapter in their lives, one filled with hope and renewed connections. With Sarah's agreement to meet Thomas, Emily returned to her town, her heart light with the anticipation of their reunion. She contacted Thomas, sharing the joyous news that she had found his daughter. The relief and gratitude in his voice were palpable, and Emily could sense the emotional weight lifted from him. They arranged to meet at the diner, the place where it all began, a symbol of the kindness and connections that had brought them to this point. On the day of the reunion, the diner was buzzing with excitement. Emily had shared the story with her colleagues and friends, and everyone was eager to witness the momentous occasion. Thomas arrived first, his demeanor a mix of nerves and hope. He sat in the same booth where he had first met Emily, his eyes fixed on the door. When Sarah walked in, the room seemed to hold its breath. Father and daughter locked eyes, the years of separation melting away in an instant. The reunion was both heartwarming and emotional. Tears flowed freely as Thomas and Sarah embraced, their words lost in the overwhelming tide of emotions. Emily watched from a distance, her heart swelling with happiness for the two. The diner, usually filled with the clatter of dishes and chatter, was silent, as patrons and staff alike respected the intimate moment. It was a testament to the power of love and forgiveness, a reminder that it was never too late to mend broken bonds. As the initial wave of emotions subsided, Thomas and Sarah sat together, sharing stories and catching up on lost time. They spoke of the past, acknowledging the pain and misunderstandings, but more importantly, they focused on the future. Emily joined them, feeling honored to have played a role in their story. The atmosphere in the diner was one of celebration, and Emily knew that this was just the beginning for Thomas and Sarah, a chance to rebuild their relationship and create new memories together. In the weeks following the reunion, Thomas and Sarah worked diligently to rebuild their relationship. They spent time together, exploring the town and sharing experiences that had been lost to time. Emily remained a constant presence in their lives, offering support and encouragement as they navigated the complexities of their newfound connection. The diner became a regular meeting place, a hub of laughter and conversation, as the trio forged a friendship that transcended their initial encounter. Thomas, inspired by the joy of reconnecting with his daughter, decided to settle in the town. He found a small apartment nearby and began to immerse himself in the community. The townspeople, having heard the heartwarming story, welcomed him with open arms. Thomas quickly became a beloved figure, known for his wisdom and gentle nature. He often shared stories from his travels, captivating listeners with tales of distant places and the lessons he had learned along the way. Sarah, too, found a sense of belonging in the town. She joined the community center, volunteering her time and skills to help others. Her experiences with her father had taught her the importance of family and community, and she was eager to give back. The bond between Thomas and Sarah grew stronger each day, their shared history serving as a foundation for a promising future. They attended local events, participated in community projects, and cherished the simple joys of being together. Emily watched with pride as Thomas and Sarah flourished. Their story had touched her deeply, reaffirming her belief in the power of kindness and connection. She continued to work at the diner, her interactions with customers enriched by the experiences she had shared with Thomas and Sarah. The journey had been transformative for all involved, and Emily felt a sense of fulfillment knowing that she had played a part in bringing a family back together. As Thomas and Sarah embraced their new beginnings, Emily knew that their story was a testament to the enduring strength of love and the possibility of redemption. As Thomas and Sarah settled into their new lives, the town embraced their story as a symbol of hope and reconciliation. The diner, where their reunion had taken place, became a gathering spot for locals who wanted to share in the joy and warmth that the pair exuded. Emily, ever the gracious hostess, found her establishment bustling with new faces eager to hear the tale of the father and daughter reunited. The sense of community strengthened, with neighbors coming together to support one another, inspired by Thomas and Sarah's journey. Thomas, now a fixture in the town, began organizing storytelling evenings at the diner. These events quickly gained popularity, drawing crowds eager to hear his tales of adventure and wisdom. Sarah often joined him, sharing her own experiences and insights. The storytelling nights became a cherished tradition, fostering a sense of unity and belonging among the townspeople. The stories were more than entertainment. They were a reminder of the power of human connection and the possibility of redemption. Emily, observing the impact Thomas and Sarah had on the community, decided to expand her efforts in fostering connections. She initiated a series of community events, from potluck dinners to charity fundraisers, all aimed at bringing people together. Her efforts were met with enthusiasm, and soon the town was buzzing with activity. The diner became a central hub for planning and organizing, its walls echoing with laughter and camaraderie. Emily's vision of a united community was becoming a reality, and she felt a profound sense of fulfillment in her role as a catalyst for change. As the town thrived, Thomas and Sarah's influence continued to grow. Their story, once a personal journey of reconciliation, had become a beacon of hope for others facing their own challenges. People from neighboring towns began visiting, drawn by the warmth and unity they had heard about. The diner, once a quiet establishment, was now a lively center of activity, its tables filled with people eager to share their own stories and experiences. Emily, Thomas, and Sarah reveled in the joy of seeing their community flourish, knowing that their efforts had made a lasting impact. Despite the positive changes in the community, Thomas and Sarah faced challenges as they continued to rebuild their relationship. Old wounds occasionally resurfaced, reminding them of the years lost and the misunderstandings that had kept them apart. They navigated these moments with patience and understanding, determined to move forward and strengthen their bond. Emily, ever supportive, offered a listening ear and gentle guidance, helping them work through their difficulties with compassion and empathy. Sarah, inspired by her father's resilience, decided to pursue a career in social work. Her experiences with Thomas had ignited a passion for helping others, and she was eager to make a difference in the lives of those facing similar struggles. She enrolled in a local college, balancing her studies with her volunteer work at the community center. The decision marked a new chapter in her life, one filled with purpose and direction. Thomas, proud of his daughter's determination, supported her wholeheartedly, offering encouragement and advice as she pursued her dreams. Meanwhile, Thomas faced his own challenges as he adjusted to a more settled lifestyle. Years of wandering had left him with a restless spirit, and he occasionally struggled with the constraints of a routine. However, the support of the community and the joy of being reunited with Sarah provided him with the stability he needed. He continued to share his stories and wisdom with others, finding fulfillment in his role as a mentor and guide. The storytelling evenings at the diner remained a highlight of his week, offering him a sense of purpose and connection. As they navigated these challenges, Thomas and Sarah grew closer, their bond strengthened by the trials they faced together. They learned to communicate openly, addressing their fears and insecurities with honesty and vulnerability. Emily, witnessing their growth, felt a deep sense of pride in the role she had played in their journey. The challenges they faced were not obstacles, but opportunities for growth and understanding, paving the way for a future filled with love and connection. One day, while sorting through some old belongings, Thomas stumbled upon a long-forgotten journal. The pages were filled with entries from his travels, chronicling his experiences and reflections over the years. As he read through the journal, he was struck by the depth of his emotions and the insights he had gained during his time on the road. The journal was a testament to his journey of self-discovery, capturing the essence of his transformation from a lost soul to a man of wisdom and compassion. Inspired by the journal, Thomas decided to compile his writings into a book. He saw it as an opportunity to share his story with a wider audience, offering hope and inspiration to those who might be facing similar struggles. With Sarah's encouragement, he began the process of editing and organizing his entries, weaving them into a cohesive narrative. The project became a labor of love, a way for Thomas to reflect on his past and celebrate the journey that had brought him to where he was today. As news of the book spread, The community rallied around Thomas, offering support and encouragement. Emily organized a series of book readings at the diner, where Thomas could share excerpts and discuss the themes of his work. The events were well attended, drawing people from near and far who were eager to hear his story. The book, titled Journeys of the Heart, became a symbol of hope and resilience, resonating with readers who found comfort and inspiration in Thomas's words. The process of writing the book brought Thomas and Sarah even closer, as they collaborated on the project and shared their insights. Sarah contributed her own perspectives, adding depth and nuance to the narrative. The experience was transformative for both of them, deepening their understanding of each other and strengthening their bond. As the book neared completion, Thomas and Sarah felt a sense of accomplishment and pride, knowing that their story would continue to inspire others long after the final page was turned. With the completion of Thomas's book, the community organized a grand celebration to honor his achievement. The event was held at the diner, which had become a symbol of the journey that had brought Thomas and Sarah together. Emily, ever the gracious host, coordinated the festivities, ensuring that every detail was perfect. The diner was transformed into a vibrant space, filled with decorations and a sense of joy that permeated the air. The celebration was a joyous occasion, attended by friends, family, and townspeople who had been touched by Thomas and Sarah's story. Speeches were made, toasts were raised, and laughter filled the room as people came together to celebrate the power of love and redemption. Thomas and Sarah, at the center of it all, were overwhelmed by the outpouring of support and affection. The event was a testament to the impact they had made on the community, a reflection of the bonds they had forged and the lives they had touched. As the evening progressed, Thomas took the stage to express his gratitude. He spoke of the journey that had brought him to this moment, acknowledging the challenges and triumphs along the way. He thanked Emily for her unwavering support and kindness, crediting her with bringing him and Sarah back together. The room erupted in applause, a chorus of appreciation for the man who had become a beloved figure in their lives. Thomas's words resonated with all who were present, a reminder of the power of forgiveness and the strength of the human spirit. The celebration continued late into the night, with music, dancing, and heartfelt conversations. Emily, Thomas, and Sarah reveled in the joy of the moment, surrounded by the love and support of their community. The event was more than just a celebration of Thomas's book. It was a celebration of life and the connections that bind us all. As the evening drew to a close, Thomas and Sarah reflected on the journey that had brought them here, grateful for the second chance they had been given and the future that lay ahead. In the months following the celebration, Thomas and Sarah continued to thrive, embracing the future with hope and optimism. The success of Thomas's book opened new doors, leading to speaking engagements and opportunities to share his story with a wider audience. He traveled to nearby towns and cities, spreading his message of resilience and redemption. Each engagement was met with enthusiasm, as people were drawn to his authenticity and wisdom. Thomas found fulfillment in his new role, using his experiences to inspire others and make a positive impact in the world. Sarah, too, flourished in her career as a social worker. Her studies progressed, and she found joy in helping others navigate their own challenges. She drew on her experiences with Thomas, using the lessons she had learned to guide and support those in need. Her work at the community center expanded, and she became a trusted figure in the community, known for her compassion and dedication. The bond between Thomas and Sarah remained strong, their relationship a source of strength and comfort as they pursued their individual paths. Emily, witnessing the continued growth and success of her friends, felt a deep sense of satisfaction. The journey that had begun with a simple act of kindness had transformed into something far greater than she could have imagined. The diner, once a quiet establishment, was now a thriving hub of community and connection, a testament to the power of love and the possibilities that arise when people come together. Emily's efforts to foster unity and support had paid off, and she reveled in the joy of seeing her vision realized. As Thomas and Sarah embraced the future, they remained committed to their shared mission of making a difference in the world. Their story, once a personal journey of reconciliation, had become a beacon of hope for others. They continued to work together, supporting each other's dreams and aspirations, knowing that their bond was unbreakable. The future was bright, filled with promise and potential, and they faced it with courage and determination, ready to embrace whatever lay ahead. The years passed, and Thomas and Sarah's story became a cherished part of the town's history. Their journey of reconciliation and growth inspired countless others, leaving a lasting legacy of love and hope. The diner, where it all began, remained a vibrant center of community life, a place where people gathered to share stories and connect with one another. Emily, now a beloved figure in her own right, continued to foster connections and support the community she loved. Thomas's book, Journeys of the Heart, became a classic, its message resonating with readers around the world. The impact of his words extended far beyond the town, touching the lives of those who sought guidance and inspiration. Thomas continued to speak and share his story, his influence growing with each engagement. He found fulfillment in his work, knowing that his experiences had the power to change lives and make a difference. Sarah, now a respected social worker, dedicated her life to helping others. Her work brought her into contact with people from all walks of life, each with their own stories of struggle and triumph. She drew on her experiences with Thomas, using the lessons she had learned to guide and support those in need. Her compassion and dedication earned her the respect and admiration of her peers, and she became a leader in her field, known for her unwavering commitment to making a difference. As they looked back on their journey, Thomas and Sarah felt a deep sense of gratitude for the second chance they had been given. Their story, once a personal journey of reconciliation, had become a beacon of hope for others, a testament to the power of love and the strength of the human spirit. They knew that their legacy would live on, inspiring future generations to embrace the possibilities of forgiveness and redemption. The town, forever changed by their story, continued to thrive, its community united by the bonds of love and connection. Emily, Thomas, and Sarah remained at the heart of it all, their friendship a testament to the enduring power of kindness and the impact of a single act of generosity. As they embraced the future, they knew that their journey was far from over, and they faced it with hope and optimism, ready to embrace whatever lay ahead. If you like this story and want to see more content like this, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And now, you have a new video appearing on the screen, full of unexpected twists and touching moments. Click and get ready for another inspiring story.